Yo, spur of the moment. What's happening with niggas, bruh? Wednesday, February 3rd, for historical purposes. If niggas are even listening to this shit in the future, I got a real special guest on today, bro. We reconnected after a little while, had a cool little trap in the whiskey a week or two ago. Parker Johnson, what's up, bro?
How you doing, Justin? How's life been, man?
How recent you talking? Like life, you know what I'm saying? That's like, you say how life's been, like, we could talk, you have to talk about time periods, like,
Well,
since,
since I've seen you last, how about that?
the high school?
No. Since the last
Oh,
time I
like
saw you
like
in the
2 weeks
whip.
ago?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Bro, I've been chilling. Like, you know, I don't really hold low key. I've been doing. I went to LA last week with Moravia and Yid and Jack and Aiden.
Yeah, I saw that shit. It looked lit down there in the studio and shit.
Yeah, it was dope. We had to hook up. We was just in there chilling, just mobbing, just drinking. I was in there. Me and Yid and Jack were in there just drinking. It was lit. Naps too. Them niggas went in there and made like 3 songs.
Really?
Naps hopped on one. It was a classic. No, hold on.
Made a classic in a day.
A few classics. We had time for them to like. We were in there for like 5 hours. 5 hours 30 minutes.
Really?
Late night. We left the studio at like 3 in the morning.
Did you have to pay or was it just a hookup?
It was the plug.
It was the plug, bro. That's crazy.
Like, Maravia's sister knows some nigga on Love and Hip Hop.
No way.
So like,
So you just got the plug. That's literally what it was.
I guess like she produces on the show. I think. Don't quote me on this. I think she like produces on the show, and then she got cool with some of the niggas. Like, one of the dudes owns the studio, and it was like cool for us to go in there and chill.
That's hella plug, bro.
Yeah.
Did they like mix your shit for you too?
Nah, she had called her own engineers to come down for like the session.
Oh, that's still dope though.
Like, I don't know. This dude was on the track team. I don't know if you remember Vic Van Leer.
Yes, I do.
He's like an engineer now, so he like.
That's
I guess
small world.
he engineers all their songs like Justin and Moravia and like, I don't know. I guess that circle of artists, he be mixing their shit. You know what I'm saying? Recording for him and stuff. I think.
Damn, that's pretty dope. That's plug. You got the hookup and you got the mix too. Did you record anything?
Oh, fuck no. Oh no, we did a podcast. I did a podcast. I dropped the LA pod.
Oh,
Like,
the LA cast.
I think I dropped it yesterday or the day before.
Shit,
I dropped it yesterday for sure.
I haven't seen it yet. I gotta tune in, bro.
No, it was cool. Like, we fucking well, the next day after we were in the studio, my bad, I'm eating. I got meatballs. We linked up on some funny shit with Ava and Izzy and Semi and Karis. Because, you know, they go to San Diego State. And then they just drove up on some shit trying to link. Because they fuck with us and we fuck with them and those vibes. And we was on Melrose and Fairfax. That's the other street in LA.
Yeah.
Just chilling. They was shopping. I was broke. And then we
Stalking
went
my
back
life.
and we did the podcast. It was like Izzy and Semi was talking for most of it, and it was just me. And then everybody was in the room, so everybody was saying shit. Like, everybody got a word in. Like, everybody got a question. It was kind of it was a vibe. It was damn near a 2-hour podcast. I had to cut the end a little bit.
Damn, that's crazy.
Like,
Y'all just flowed like that, off tops, off the rip.
Yeah. You know how much for the moment podcast? It's not no bullshit. Like, I wouldn't invite nobody on the podcast if I assumed it would be a bad conversation or it was bullshit.
Yeah. You know what? I was meaning to ask you this, bro. I saw on your story today you were like don't if anybody sees me buying weed before I got $2,000 in my bank account, like come up to me, bro, and like call me a bitch. Like,
Today was the last day I copped my last eighth for a while.
so explain that to me, because I haven't smoked weed in a cool like 4 months now, bruh. And like, to be honest, you feel way more clear headed when you don't smoke.
You just stop cold turkey? Like,
Yeah, I just quit.
for no reason, no purposes other than I just want to quit.
No, I just felt like I've been using it so consistently throughout high school and like throughout my whole life, damn near, or like really my whole maturing phase in life, that I really had stunted my progression, my growth as an individual. And like, it was a major step for me to like kind of quit it, take a step back, and try to relearn some important things like my anger management, my ability to deal with my emotions, my anxiety, like like you say a lot, like trying to be a man type shit, and I feel like I couldn't be the man I
Who
should
you wanted
be,
to be on
yeah, if I was
smoking weed.
smoking weed. Yeah, I
You
felt like,
felt you was using weed to like cover up other places and
yeah,
like
exactly.
mask other things and shit.
Yeah, which is like completely detrimental. So I cut that shit because it was just like I'd use it from the second I got up in the morning to the second I went to bed, and sometimes I'd wake up in the middle of the night and smoke and shit. And like once you get to that point, you're literally just,
It feels a little weird.
yeah, you're like you're doing it just so you can feel normal, and that's not cool. Like if you smoke it recreationally, that's different. But for me, it was abuse of a substance, and it wasn't healthy at all.
I mean, me, truthfully, like right now, really just budgeting. Honestly,
Yeah,
like I like smoking, and like I feel like I can't really say it's a time waster because like it doesn't really I don't really smoke if I'm having something to do. Like if I like maybe if I'm bored or something, like if I'm feeling some type of way, like I'll smoke. But it's not like I'm using that shit to like deal with something.
yeah,
Not
no,
just like I don't know, just budgeting. Cause I'm not really up like that right now, and I damn near just picked up a second job with my uncle, so I'm just trying to stack. So I just feel like if I get like 2,000, like in like then like you feel me, I got consistent checks coming in. I got 2,000 in the bank. You feel me? Like that's just the start. Like, but I'm really just on some stack shit. Like I'm trying to get out of here soon.
yeah.
So like I'm trying to get back out. I'm trying to
And
get
it's
going again.
important. It's important to have like a baseline of money, like an emergency
Now that's
fund.
my first goal. Like you know what I'm saying, just 2 G's, cause I'm about to switch my insurance. That shit is expensive as fuck.
Yeah,
And I got like a $100 car note, $110 car note every month. So it's just like right now, like I only got a few $100. So it's like you smoke $30 or something. You
yeah,
cover
no,
zip like $100 is like
it matters. It actually takes
yeah.
a chunk
At
out of
that
what you
point,
got.
like I just kind of looked around and my EDD checks wasn't coming in as hard because usually I was just buying my weed with like my unemployment checks, but like the unemployment checks wasn't coming in as fluid, and I was like, I don't know. I was damn near. I had to make a decision.
Yeah, literally.
Uh,
I mean, but you'll be back. You'll be back at it once you got some gerbs, and that's damn near good though. Just that little break is damn near all you need, really,
it's
from what
not.
it sounds like.
Yeah, it's not even really a tea break for me. It's more like I don't know, cause I feel like people got. I feel like people. I'm not gonna jinx shit. You know what I'm saying? Niggas gonna hear this shit and turn into assholes. But I feel like if I'm around and people are doing shit, somebody might let me hit the blunt or something. Like I'll hit the blunt. This is not a tolerance break. Like if somebody's around me and they're like, "Yo, Justin, I want to come on the podcast. We could smoke beforehand, smoke after. Wink, wink." Anybody listening who wants to come on, you know, if y'all want to do something like that before I hit my goal, you know, we could definitely do that. Or if I'm chilling with somebody, or like you know what I'm saying, anybody that y'all just you know what I'm saying. I'm not saying like shower me with your weed, but it's like if we hanging out, like I'll hit your shit. Like I definitely hit your shit, bro.
Yeah,
Like
it's not about quitting weed. It's just about making money.
honestly,
Yeah,
that's it. I just want to get a baseline of money, fool around with it. You know what I'm saying? Put it into different shit, do different things. Like
yeah,
have you seen people getting into higher money sports betting, higher money investments and shit like that? That shit I'm kind of interested in getting into. And I feel like if I make too much money, then I'm gonna try to be too big of a fish in the game when I try to step in. Like I don't want to hop into the investment scene and like feel like I'm a big baller, big gambler. I see a company, you know what I'm saying, small town company. Fuck it, let's play the long game. I don't want to shit the bed. Like that's the
yeah,
type. I feel like that's the type of play I'd make if I had too much bread on me. So 2,000 is a good starting point, and then like I feel like it cause I feel I'm about to start 2 jobs. You feel me? So if I get my insurance down, that means like my payment, like my monthly billing is only like $300,
yeah.
and then I make like 400 in my work check, maybe more because I got a raise. I got
Oh,
like a
that's
five
dope.
dollar raise, $6 raise. So then like I'll probably make like 500 on my damn near 600 on my fucking biweekly check because I only work like 3 hours after school program football. And then like I see what my uncle doing. He talking about 30 an hour on some shit. So see what my uncle talking about. I just talked to him about that shit today.
What is it like construction?
I don't know.
No idea.
He works for like he has his own company. It's like kind of like a how the fuck could I place this? It's kind of like you know how assassin niggas pick up contracts.
Yes, kind of.
He's like a contract guy, but like for IT shit, I think. So like he puts niggas in India on IT shit out here. I think I don't know if it's IT. I don't really know what it is, but it's some technology shit.
Huh.
But he just basically contracts people and shit. I think that's his company. He like mass contracts people
That's kind of dope.
and like manages that shit.
That's not a bad gig, to be honest.
Like 30 an hour.
Yeah.
What's up?
Yeah, literally.
Really are my I literally if you one of the kids or our coach listening to this podcast, bro, I love y'all. But y'all would root for me if I went to 30 an hour, bro. Y'all would definitely have to root for me, bro. Like I love y'all boys, man, seriously. But 30 an hour, bro, I'm out. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I
It's a
wouldn't
deal
stay
breaker.
at my job right now if I was getting 30 hours somewhere else.
That's
all
grown
that.
man. That's a grown man's salary. Like not really grown man, but
Yeah,
like
that's still
manager
pretty damn
salary.
good. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's like good money.
Yeah.
I mean, for
a
where we are in our
19-year-old?
life, yeah, right now that's good money.
For a
bro.
19-year-old, that's cheese.
Yeah,
Like,
and on 2 jobs stacked on top of each other. Like I was working 2 jobs for a minute when I had to get my new car, and I got that shit hella quick. Like 2 months working 2 jobs. I just grinded. I was working like 60 hours a week. You can make a hella money, bro. Like you just have to put your nose to the grindstone. I made like 10 bands in 2 months, bro.
that's a grind. I just gotta really see what's up with my uncle because I don't know if he's talking about like a full-time thing or like a part-time weekend. I don't know. He just brought this shit to my mom's attention the other day.
That's why, bro, damn near I find selling drugs hella funny. Because people will literally, they'll put their whole life on the line for like 60,000 a year, 80,000 a year, bro. Just get 2 jobs. Like, get 2 jobs and don't be a felon. Like, it's not that hard. You don't have to shoot nobody if you're working 2 jobs. You don't got motherfuckers trying to kick your door in for a couple packs. Like, unless you're Pablo Escobar, bro, you're not making real good money. That's just, I think that shit's hella funny. People will risk it all for some drug money just so they can flex and act like they don't got a boss and shit. But like, put all that shit behind you, bro. Just put your nose to the grindstone, work 2 jobs, you'll make the same amount. It ain't nothing.
But I'm not gonna lie. In this day and age, with like, I feel like after the GameStop shit, everybody's kind of starting to get in tune. So I feel like if you really had the fast money and you really was a smart motherfucker, the fast money motherfuckers could really be eating right now.
Yeah, but
If they was on top of shit.
The problem with fast money is
because now
you
like
can't
niggas
put
are
it
learning
into
about
nothing.
stocks and shit. What did you say?
The problem with fast money is you can't like put it into nothing. It's all cash. You start doing too much investing. You start buying too much shit. You're gonna get looked at. Like you can't get looked at if you're really making money. Like it's a problem. Like cash is king, but it's also like a huge detriment when it ain't legal money because the IRS is finna pop you. Like that's one of the few organizations that actually cares about getting their money, and they'll lock you up for that shit alone.
Especially in these days.
Yeah, like can't buy too many cars, bro. Can't buy a house in cash. Like there's shit you can't do, which is problematic.
I mean, I don't know. That's slavery. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
Slavery to the
literally.
credit card. I'm not. I don't know. It just sounds like slavery to me. The more I look
because
at credit cards,
you can only make your money through the government. That's some bullshit.
it's fucked. And
Yeah.
you can only attain things that everyone needs through like those lines.
Yeah,
like,
and
through
you gotta
those
pay
avenues.
taxes on it all. Like 9% tax on everything in California, bro. That's ridiculous.
Even these Skittles.
What?
Even these Skittles have a 9% tax.
Everything, bro. Everything has a 9% tax. Like literally, damn near clothes, food, pack of cigarettes. Actually, sin tax is more than 9%. You buy a beer, there's more than 9% tax on it. It's bullshit. Weed's like 40% tax, bro. What the fuck?
No, it's just crazy.
Yeah, like for a
You go
plant
to the-
that's
You go into the dispensary, they double the price when you walk out that motherfucker.
literally, because the state needs their money, quote unquote. But like, why does my street still have potholes?
No.
Y'all taking all my money. There's still potholes in my street. Like, what the fuck?
That's the most bullshit to me.
Yeah, literally. Where does the money go, bruh?
I was in LA, I'm not gonna lie to you. LA people think they got it hard, bro, but there's really no potholes out there. There was really no potholes. Like, maybe because we were staying over by Beverly Hills and shit, and we were like, but we went to plenty of places. We didn't go to the hood for real. It's definitely potholes in the hood. Like, it's potholes in every hood. But, like, it's regular streets in Oakland that's just fucked up. Like,
Yep.
like regular streets that everybody drives down are just fucked. And the freeway is like uneven and shit. Like, you ever been on like 580, you just start bouncing in your car and shit?
Yeah, literally.
Or go through the fucking Orinda tunnel and you start fucking
Yeah,
like
you
tweaking.
go, bro. You ain't from Oakland if you don't hit bore 3 as fast as you can, bro. You hit bore 3 on the tunnel back from Walnut Creek, you be bouncing in that motherfucker. Just try it one time, bro. It's like you're in a spaceship. Bore 3's the real tunnel, bro. It's a piece of shit.
What the fuck is bore 3?
So they do bore 1, bore 2, bore 3, and bore 4. That's all the holes in the tunnel. Bore 3 is the one with the fucked up.
No, I've been through them all.
Yeah,
there's 2 of them that are fucked up, but there's one that's really
dip. You feel your suspension bottom out and shit. It's hella fun.
Cause I drive through that tunnel every day for work. Like, honestly, I be chilling. I just like, cause I used to just hit the pen. I used to have the pen, hit the pen hella after work. So I just be high chilling and
yeah,
you feel me?
Yeah,
just like,
I'd be coming back
home.
from hunting last year because I'd go through the tunnel to go hunting, and I'd come back through that shit hella high because I'd always smoke out there after I was done, and I'd come back through that tunnel hella high and just be bottoming and like just hitting the bottom of my truck on that shit, just bouncing it. Shit was hella fun. I bet everybody looked at me like I was crazy though, but you gotta do what you gotta do. Gotta have a little fun. Yeah, I still hunt. A little bit.
A little bit?
Yeah, I went hunting Sunday. I got 3 birds. I got a deer this year. So I've been doing all right on the hunting. But I work now too much to like hunt like I used to. Like last year I hunted 36 times for ducks, and then I got a deer too. I shot a pig last year. I was all over the place. Now I just fish though. Fishing fun, yeah.
I went deep sea fishing.
Really?
With my granddad.
Did you catch hella fish?
Hella mad fish.
Yeah, I bet. That ocean shit's crazy. You can catch hella, and you can keep them all too.
It was fucked, but like halfway through, I just started getting nauseous as fuck because I didn't know you wasn't supposed to smoke before you go on the boat, and I was high as fuck, and then like the shit like the pills and shit you take to not get seasickness. I didn't. You're supposed to take Dramamine the night before or something.
Yeah.
I took it the day of, and it didn't do shit. So like, I caught like 15 fish, like just you know what I'm saying, 2 spots. I got like 3-4 fish a spot, and then I just tapped out. But then like my granddad got hella more fish, and he slid me some. Like, so it was chill. Yeah, it was fish fry.
Yeah, that's dope.
Only time I've ever been fishing.
Yeah, I mean, at least you got some. Most people just go fishing and they never get anything, bro. It's hard sometimes. If you don't have a boat and shit.
Where you be fishing at?
I be fishing all over the place. I'll go down to Santa Cruz and fish, up to Humboldt, down by Bodega Bay. I've been steelhead fishing a lot recently because it's steelhead season. When in the summer, I'll go bass fishing and
What's
shit.
a steelhead?
A steelhead is like a rainbow trout that runs to the ocean. So rainbow trout spend 2 years in fresh water. They get about 24 inches. Then they go out into the ocean for a year, and they get like 10 pounds. And then they run back into the fresh water to spawn. And you can catch those motherfuckers, bro, and they're crazy. Like, it takes you like 10 minutes just to land one because they just fight so hard. It's like a salmon damn there. It's crazy.
Ah, damn, Skittle. It's good?
Yeah.
I mean, you know?
Yeah, the meat's hella good. It's like bright orange.
What could you describe it?
I'd describe steelhead like it's just like salmon, but more like trout, more oily. It's really good if you smoke it. I don't usually keep them though, cause it's a felony to keep them unless they're a stocked one, cause there's not very many of them left. But I'm gonna go up to Humboldt and catch a couple that are legal to keep this year, cause they taste hella good, and I'm trying to smoke them up. But yeah, usually when I fish, I don't kill them, cause I don't know. I want my kids to be able to fish. I want my kids to be able to hunt. So try not to over harvest on anything.
Anything been crazy about them on the fishing trip? Any crazy fishing story recently?
Yeah, so the first time I went fishing with this bro Jake Shuhai, man, he takes me out to this spot this fucking spot in the middle of nowhere in Humboldt, and we had driven up there to see him because he used to go to HSU, and
What's
it was
HSU?
HSU
Oh, Humboldt State. Humboldt State.
Yeah, and we were up there, bruh, and we were fishing on this little river, and it was the one night or the one day of the year where it snowed, and we didn't know it was gonna snow, so we were wet wading, like walking up the river in like shorts and shit, just going crazy, because we were trying to find where the fish were. And this bro Jake like goes probably 500 yards in front of us. We lose him and shit. And like it starts to get dark, bruh, and I'm starting to get hella cold, like colder than I've ever been type shit. And then it starts to snow, bruh. And it literally is like snowing on me and shit. I'm hella fucking cold, and I'm like, bruh, I can't do this anymore. So I go back up on the road to try to get back in Jake's car, but it's locked. And these random ass people, these Humboldtians, bruh, they pull up on us and they're drunk as hell. They were just drinking and driving, because that's what you do in Humboldt, I guess. You just drive around the backcountry roads and get hella shit-faced. And this bro pops out and he's like, bro, are you all right? And I was like, I'm just hella cold, bro. And he's like, you want these long underwear? So bro gives me a pair of long underwear, and I'm
Maybe some long johns?
Yeah, literally. And I'm sitting in this bro's car freezing to death. Feel like I'm freezing to death. It probably wasn't even that bad, but Jake comes up this hill, bro, and he's like, where'd y'all go? He was like, I was catching fish up the river. Like, where'd y'all go? And I was like, bro, you're trying to kill me out here. I'm freezing to death. And so we hop back in Jake's car and shit, turn the heater on. Like, I give Brett back his long johns. And we drive back to the dorm. And when we get to the dorm, I'm like, fuck, bro, I lost my wallet. Like, didn't have my wallet type shit. And I was like, bro, like, tomorrow we got to go back to that spot to get my wallet. Long story short, like, we pulled up back at the spot, bro, and my wallet was just sitting right there on the ground, like, and there was literally like a perfect ring of snow like around it, and it was just my wallet sitting right there. And I was like, I was too hyped. Got my wallet back. I had like $300 in there. I was juiced.
Could have been fucked, and ID and shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Fucking, I know everybody hates going to the fucking DMV,
bro.
but I really hate it.
Yeah, fuck the DMV. Especially the ones in Oakland, bro. They take forever. Forever, bro.
People are snails, man. Yeah. You know, like, DMV was lit, though, earlier this summer. When I went to get my shit, when I got my license, it was Corona. Nobody was there. You just walk in. I was walking in, no appointment.
Yeah.
Got my shit.
Yeah, I did that shit. I copped a boat, and I had to register the boat.
You have a boat?
Yeah, I got a little fishing duck hunting boat. It's not huge. It's probably like 12-foot metal boat. Yeah, it's all right. But when you buy a boat in California, you gotta register it at the DMV. So I just pulled up, and there's literally nobody in that bitch. Like, there was nobody in there because of COVID. And I just like went up there. I was like, I gotta register my boat. The brick came out, peeped it, gave me a little sticker and shit, and I was on my way. I paid like $16 for the registration. It's pretty plug.
That's true.
Yeah.
I guess California fucks with boats, like.
Yeah, they don't really trip. Except now you got to get like a boating license to drive a boat now.
Yeah, I've heard of that.
Yeah, which kind of makes it tax. Kind of makes me want to sell my boat. So if y'all interested in a boat, hit me up on the Snapchat, bro. I'll sell you my boat. It ain't gonna be cheap, but it's a boat.
Where do you keep your boat?
I keep it underneath my deck in my backyard. Yeah. I think I'm going to get a trailer for it, but that's more money I don't need to spend. Gotta save my gerbs.
Honestly, it's that time. It's really that time.
Literally.
What's your future moves?
Future moves, bro? I think...
You say you're stacking money. What's the moves?
I'm just going to stack my money. I'm going to go... Hopefully next semester, I'll get out of Oakland. Maybe out of California, too. I'm thinking about either going to Oregon or Idaho and doing one more year community college, and then because I'll get in-state tuition if I do that, and then just go to an actual university, do that shit, and the whole time just work, stack up some money, and then I'm gonna try to buy a little house in the middle of nowhere, damn near not even a house, just some property, and build a house.
Middle of nowhere where?
Either Alaska or like Hell's Canyon in Idaho.
What's the deal with Idaho? Potato farmers? What's the deal?
No, Idaho's fire, bro. There's
It's like a wilderness
good
place.
hunting. Yeah, there's a lot. There's not a high population, and there's steelhead fishing still, inland steelhead fishing, which is crazy. Um, and it's just kind of what I want to do. I don't want to be near hella people. I'm kind of fed up with the whole city life. And then if I ever get over it, I can just keep the house and use it for my outdoor activities and shit, and then just cop a house somewhere else.
Okay, would you go up there with a girl or try to find one there? Because I feel like small town, the genetics not.
Yeah, the genetic.
They're
Yeah.
not. It's not. You know,
It ain't
it's
the
not
same.
city girls.
It ain't the same. Nah, there's no girl that wants to go up there with me, so I think I'll just be lonesome.
Jeez.
Yep.
Forever alone. That's how you feel.
I mean, shit.
At this point.
Yeah, I ain't got an issue with being alone. Been alone my whole life.
Swear. Come out this motherfucker by yourself.
Yep. Just get to enjoy nature. No ball and chain holding me back. Just doing my own thing.
That's fair.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even really want kids, bro, just because kids are like I just feel like there's overpopulation, so if I don't have kids, then my homies, that frees up space for them to have kids if they really want them, so, like, you know, what's the point?
But does overpopulation really exist, though? Because, like,
I think
if you think about
it,
it's hella places to go.
Yeah, but, like, you got to think about, like, the major cities, like Dubai. Dubai has more people than, like, the whole Bay Area. Like, and then you got China. China's air quality is literally so unhealthy. Like, you can't even breathe that shit without damaging your lungs. Like, I just think the overpopulation issue is the fact that humans themselves, like, are damn near like a parasite. And the more of them, the worse the environment's going to get.
I mean, truthfully, this is going to sound fucked up. But I don't know if climate change is real, bro. Truthfully. Like, I know the environment gets thrashed every year. People are using it for farmland and industrial and cities and malls and bullshit like that. Because, like, I really was fucking... I almost cried watching orangutan shit. Like, how their fucking Nutella is killing all the fucking orangutan habitat. Just destroying it. Nutella just... You know what I'm saying? Just, Nutella gets off on a fucking dead orangutan, like hanging in the trees with no food, no land, fucking getting hunted by a tiger. It's like the trees it uses to chill and shit are getting replaced by trees with no branches, just little like cocoa trees. It's bullshit. Where was I going with that?
Climate change isn't real.
Yeah, like, I mean, the wildlife just gets destroyed, but I just feel like there's not, like, look, there's proof. But I don't know, man. Yeah, I just feel like I don't want to sound like Trump, because this is literally what Trump said. But he was like, shit just be happening in cycles. I don't know. Like, I feel like just because we've exacerbated, like, the world to this point, no, I'm not saying climate change doesn't exist. I'm saying we're not going to destroy the earth completely as they say we are.
Oh, no, I don't think we will either, but... Man, this is going to sound like some crackpot shit, but I think we're going to push the environment to a tipping point to where human existence as it is right now isn't going to be possible. Like, not like damn near on some like nuclear winter shit. Like, we're going to black out the sun. Bros are going to be eating each other. It's going to be like the road, bro. Like, nothing can grow no more.
So how is this going down? What are we going to do to...
We're just going to keep destroying the
Got this wrong?
Yeah. We're just going to keep destroying the, what's that shit called? The atmosphere to a point where we completely ruin it, right? We fill it with enough pollutants to where the sun doesn't shine anymore. And then nothing grows. All the animals die off. We can't, like, live life the way we normally have lived it for the last thousands and thousands of years. And then we're gonna be fucked. Like on some nuclear winter shit, literally. But I don't think that's really what's going to happen. I'm just saying, like, there's going to be a tipping point where something goes wrong, where we have to alter our way of life completely. Like, I don't think motherfuckers are really going to be eating each other. That was just a joke. But, like, I think the environment is getting to the point, like you look at California during fire season, bro. Literally last year, like we had how many forest fires? Like literally, I was up in Mendocino while those forest fires were happening, bro. And I shit you not, it was black at 12 o'clock. Like I was standing in Willits, bro, California. The sky was pitch black, like it was midnight, and it was 12 o'clock in the afternoon, bro. Like you couldn't see the sun, you couldn't see shit. It was just soot and ash and just nothing, bro. Like we're gonna do some fucked up shit to the environment like that. Like push it to the point where it's hella fires, no rain, no snow anymore. Like there's not even snow in Tahoe. I was up there the other week. There's no fucking snow up there, bro. That's fucked. Like that's all the water that's gonna go into the Sierras that isn't gonna get there anymore. But I also used to be on the same shit as you. Like, oh, climate change ain't real.
I'm not. No. I don't know. I definitely believe it's real. I'm just at this point in my existence where I'm questioning everything that crosses my faith.
Yeah.
Crosses my face. And I'm not really conclusive on anything right now.
Yeah. I'm also a big believer, and I gotta see it to believe it.
Yeah, I gotta see it to believe it.
Yeah.
Like, for all I've known, as long as I've been on this planet, this is the same way it's always been.
Yep.
Like, maybe, like, back when I was a kid, I can remember maybe, like, a little more snow. It hailed one time in school when I was a kid. Like, I got hit in the face with hail, and everyone was fucking around. But it's kind of the same way it's always been for me. Nothing really changed.
Yeah, I feel that. I don't know. I remember more rain in the winter, at least, and
I definitely do.
yeah, right. Like they used to rain way more.
Yeah, I feel like there's a lot more rainy days. Like, or maybe I just vividly remember those emotions more candidly.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like that kind of plays into it too. We kind of do. Our memory does, like, really chisel the edges of things and makes things more cinematic than it was in the moment.
Yeah, definitely.
And, like, kind of romanticizes. Your memories will romanticize things. That's why memories go out. You know what I'm saying? Some are more favorite than others.
Yeah, because, like, there's some that'll really stick with you forever, and then there's some that aren't that serious type shit. Like, they'll come back every once in a while, but you don't think about them all the time.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of where I'm at with a lot of, like, the, like, potential, like, theories that go around the globe these days. Like, I'm in and I'm out. I'm not really.
Yeah, all in 100%. Yeah, I feel that. I mean, I'm not saying I'm like, banging on the Green New Deal and shit. I'm not trying to have that shit happen. I mean, industry has to continue, but I just think it's like a scale. There's got to be a tipping point at some point, you know?
Yeah. But like, I don't know. It's just because I've always seen the world for what it is. Like, when people talk about shit, like how shit was back in the day, or like biblical times and shit like that, I truthfully, like, I believe it all happened, but I mean, I couldn't kind of picture it. Like, when I be hiking sometimes, I kind of, like, picture, like, what the whole landscape would look like if there was no society there in its place. Like, kind of, like, expanding the forest with my brain a little bit. Like, placing a Native American here, a bear there, you know what I'm saying? A few wolves there, because those don't exist in California anymore.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Spreading some shit around, an eagle there, you know what I'm saying? A falcon there, you know what I'm saying? A California condor there, you know what I'm saying? We brought the condor back.
Yeah, 105 condors. We brought them back.
Brought them the fuck back, bro. They're back. They're in the thousands now. Shout out to the condor. Like, I don't know. Like, I couldn't really picture myself living in that time because then, like, because I feel like once I start thinking about how I would exist in another time period, I kind of always got to factor the black into it. Like, I could probably, as a black guy, like, if you just dropped me a Native American community, I could kind of, like...
Oh, yeah, they'd fuck with you.
Yeah, they'd probably, like, you know, if I came on some chill shit, like... Now, they would probably kill me, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if I was... You know, they would kill me because I'm just not them. You know what I'm saying? That's just how it was. Like,
I guess it depends on the tribe, though, too.
It really does depend on the tribe. Like, it's different.
Cherokees would definitely kill you. They'd be like, well, who's this, bro? But, like, you know... The
some
white
people
yolk
just
wouldn't
be
trip on
like,
you.
yeah, like some people just be more interested than others. Like,
Yeah.
it's not really like a race thing, but like I feel like I could fuck with that time period, but it's also like you gotta factor in survivability skills. Like if I gave myself Bear Grylls survival skills, I would practically go anywhere. But all the real like cool romanticized points in history kind of weren't really lit for Black people. I definitely do the Bible over. If you could do one thing over, like where you insert yourself into it, what historical point would it be?
It would for surely be the Old West.
The
You
Old
get to have
West.
a six shooter on your hip. You
I
get
could
to
no. You
walk
could be
around with a
Black in the Old
rifle.
West.
Yeah, you could.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Black
there
were a
wasn't
thing.
slavery anymore. I mean, people were still hella racist.
There was
but,
some
like,
Django. No, wasn't Django Unchained during slavery?
Yeah.
That was Old West. So it was kind of like in the middle. Like
Yeah.
Reconstruction,
I mean,
there was black cowboys
Manifest
and shit.
Destiny was just starting kind of near the end of slavery.
Yeah, that's when Gold Rush was happening too, right at the end. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, everything was kind of lined up. You could sneak in at the end.
Yeah,
As a
you
black
could,
guy. You could sneak in at
100%.
the end.
Like in the last Red Dead Redemption game, or the first one, right? Like right at the turn of the century, 1900s, that's still technically the Old West. You could do that shit hell easy. Nobody would. They wouldn't be like trying to catch
That's
you.
crazy.
And send you back.
1918, like 1908 was still the Old West. Like,
Yeah.
That's,
Like before World War One, like
historically speaking, that's not that long ago because like World War One, niggas were flying planes and shit, right?
yeah,
Like wow, you go like that's cowboy times, no cars. World War One, we're in planes.
yeah, exactly.
Like that's
crazy to think about, isn't it? Like
that's you know what I'm saying. I don't know. Shit's moving real fast. Like at that point, like shit is still moving astronomically fast.
yeah,
but,
like could you imagine you're just riding your horse one day and a motherfucker pulls up in a Model T?
a car.
He's got a car. I'd have to rob that motherfucker.
Like
That's my car.
and it could just kill your horse.
Yeah, it could just run your
over.
horse over, bro. You can't
Like-
even keep up. It's got what, like it had 70 horsepower. That's 70 of your horses, bro. You're done. You're done. It's catching up.
And the shit was just happening so quick. I don't know. I felt like evolution in technology is kind of like slowing down, but like just because it's monetized. Like the way people put out phones and computers and shit. Like they'll drop an update, but you got to get the new computer to get the update and shit like that. I feel like they just be monetizing the time of innovation.
I feel like a lot of things have already been invented. Like, what else do you need to be comfortable right now? That's the thing. Like, innovation was driven by people who wanted to be more comfortable in their way of life, right? Like, nobody wants to sit on a horse all fucking day. You want to sit in a car.
But
drive.
you never knew you wanted to sit in a car, though.
No, but you knew you wanted a better way of travel, so they made the train, right? And then after they made the train, they were like, damn it, this thing's fucking loud. And we got to kill hella people to make the tracks. What if we had something that did the same thing but didn't need a track? So they made
That's
the car.
fair. No,
Like there's like necessity behind innovation. Now people are just lazy. Like, oh cool, a new iPhone. Does that really make my life easier, or is it just something new? You know what I'm saying?
There's a lot of I feel like there's innovation in other fields like clothing and like the people make new clothes every day. I don't know, like
Yeah, like new fabric and shit.
technology though. I think I'll say it's because it's monetized. Because I don't know. I feel like that's the only thing that makes sense. Like capitalism, you make money off it. You gotta slow it down. You know, savor it out. Because I feel like after Steve Jobs died, I feel like niggas at Apple don't even really know what they're doing. Like
yeah, they don't. They I bet
they
Steve
just
Jobs
riding
left
off the
like
old
a
schematics
book.
and he probably left.
He left a fucking book, and he's like, "This is what y'all gonna do for the next 100 years."
They probably planned it out to iPhone 15 before he passed.
Yeah,
they probably got a few more schematics and. You know.
What it's supposed to look like, all the colors. Ooh, a new green one. We got a new green iPhone. Like, bro.
Phil Steve here, a job there, and Apple logo there.
Yeah.
We got a new.
Shave a motherfucker's head. They all gonna look the same. Like,
it honestly, I don't know. It kind of blows my mind that that's like we're comfortable living like that. But I mean, it's just the times. You can't blame people for just living what it is. It's probably the same way it was 20 years ago, same way it was 50 years ago. We were just living in the times.
Yeah, and it's like what's popular, what's in, what gets you clout. Everybody's trying to chase that shit. Trying to be the coolest bro out. Got the freshest new pair of shoes. Got a clean fit. Got the new iPhone. All that shit. when none of it matters. That's why I'm trying to be in the middle of nowhere, because then none of it matters. I don't need to tap into the news. I don't need to do nothing. It's just the reality of my situation in that moment, where I am, what I have to get done. You got to chop wood so you don't freeze in the winter. You got to collect food so you can eat. It's just like real conscious decisions that actually matter.
That's pretty primal, but I feel like any conscious decision you make in any environment matters. It just matters based on the importance you put on it. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like chasing checks matter because that's the system we live in. But like if you remove that system from your life, then the chasing the check doesn't really matter as much. Type shit.
I mean, it just is what it just is what you're doing at the present moment. Like me making a relationship with a girl or me like hanging out with my family and shit is like probably just important right now as it would be to you in Idaho chopping wood and getting fire logs.
Yeah.
It's like you can't live without it.
Yep.
So, I don't know. Do you ever get kind of weird sometimes and be like, or realize, or it's like, fuck, everything I'm thinking right now, somebody else probably thought it in the past?
Yeah, I
You know?
do. That's why I try to read a good amount of books, because I find it interesting that there's parallels between you and the author, or you and the main character, right? Like these, especially with like fishing books, hunting books, especially old ones, there's a lot of parallels between like my thought process and the thought process of the guy writing the book, which I find interesting because it's like it kind of shows you, man, you're not crazy. Like these are real conscious things. People really thought about them, and like they matter. It's just your perspective on life which makes them matter more to you.
True. I'm kind of starting to get in. I'm kind of starting to get into reading books, bro. Taking a little bit, like fucking with some consciousness books, some mindfulness books, some spirituality books. But I don't know. Yeah, honestly, it's just like those books. Honestly, just bring shit to light that I already knew, but I didn't know. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
They like confirm your thoughts.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
when shit
exactly.
gets confirmed, then shit gets real, and then like when shit gets real, then it's just reality. So it's like now, like I don't know. I'm not gonna sound like I'm Professor X, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like you posted today, bro. Like you a redneck, but like a redneck to society is not necessarily like the rawest thing. Like,
Oh yeah, I just don't care. Like I'm so
what is a redneck to you?
to me a redneck is just somebody. Actually, I don't really even have a definition of it, because like there's so many levels to being a redneck. You know, somebody will call you a redneck if you got a lift on your truck, but then a real, good old boy will be like, "You're a Yankee. You're from the north. You ain't shit. You're not a redneck." Like, and I'm a Yankee. I'm not really a redneck, but people see me as a redneck because I get out in the woods and I hunt and I fish and I spend the majority of my time outside, right? Shit like that. But like that's just a city person's view of what a redneck's supposed to be. Like I got a truck. I occasionally put a lip in, do a little dipping. I drink beer. I hunt. But like that's not really a redneck. You know, like it's just weird. There's levels to it, right? There's levels to being a redneck to everything. But I just think it's funny to just play along with it, because people are so set in their ways of hating on you for doing what you enjoy, especially when it's hunting. Like I've gotten so much backlash in my life over just hunting and fishing that it's just like at this point I like to kind of mess with people and play the role damn near, Like might as well just play the role. If you're gonna call me that shit, I'm gonna do it. Like live my life.
I could kind of compare that shit to like kind of the shit I've been getting into, like in getting into self improvement shit as a guy.
Yeah, people hate
You're
on
gonna
you.
you're gonna come into this like they call it the red pill community on YouTube, and like what it's really getting down to is it's working on self improvement, but also looking at like the primal desires of a human being, like just alpha male status in society. Because like I feel like the same way, like it's like society is comfort. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And anything outside of comfort is outcast. Redneck is outcast. Like black is outcast. Like red pill is outcast because you're not supposed to be a masculine male in today's society. You know what I'm saying? From their point of view, you're not supposed to be like the strong guy that's walking around, respectable individual. You know what I'm saying? That is respected by other individuals.
Yeah,
You know,
especially if you're a person of color, I feel like you get more hate than if it was like a white guy who's like, "Oh, I'm the alpha Chad," right? Like
yeah.
people look at the Chad, they're just like, "He's a Chad." But if there's a well dressed African American man, I feel like he's well composed. He speaks with his chest. He's making eye contact. People are like, "What's this bro on?" I feel like.
That's the pinnacle, honestly. But like, it's just uncomfortable because like I say society is fat because like society is fat. You know what I'm saying? There's comfort. You eat. You jack off. You know what I'm saying? But the farther you remove yourself from that shit, like the more you feel disconnected. I can actually see what you're coming from, but I feel like your perspective on it is kind of like you're like, fuck, I don't want to grow with it. I'm just gonna fucking cut out. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? I'm just out. I don't want to grow with the times. I'm just gonna go against the times, get my little pocket of land where it's untouched and there's wilderness around, and I want to live it like the old days.
Yeah. And I mean, I'm trying to get electricity and shit, solar panel.
Yeah, you can
I'm
get
not
some,
trying to shit in
like
the
you
hole,
get a
like,
few channels on TV. We'll
Yeah,
get the Roku, the Hulu, and shit.
exactly.
We
Like,
fuck around and be chill. Have the homies come up, have some drinks.
yeah.
But like, I'm assuming you want to start a farm or something.
Yeah,
Get some
exactly.
animals. Probably go completely sustainable at some point.
Yep. Yeah,
Like,
be just self-sufficient. Just remove myself from society because I feel like I've just gotten so much flack. I'm just tired of it. I don't want, I'll be over here, y'all be over there, and just be focused on your material shit and just wanting to be quote unquote the greatest, all that shit, when none of it really matters. Because, like, I know y'all still have anxiety. Y'all don't really think you're the greatest. Like, y'all are just doing this shit to flex. And I'm going to be happy doing my own thing, completely removed from it. Like, it's all about just being happy for me at this point in my life. Because I've lived a good portion of my life just trying to make other people happy and shit. And I'm tired of it. I'm just trying to do what makes me happy.
where do you see the narcissism in urban society the most? Because it seems like I feel like that's what's detesting you the most because you feel like people have a superior mindset on the social media or I'm not gonna say social media because you're gonna tell me what avenues you feel you see it. But
Yeah.
like
Yeah, no, I definitely think it is social media, bro. Like, social media is the death of our generation. Like, people get up on social media and they just try to flex and act like they're hella cool. And I'm not gonna lie, like, I do it too, right? I'll be posting about 2 jobs, whatever, blah, blah, money, new truck, all this shit. But it's almost just like the society that I'm in pushes me to do that shit. And, like, you gotta constantly check yourself. Like, don't play into the game, right? Because it's at the end of the day, somebody's always gonna have more money than you. Like, they're always going to have bigger rims on their car than you. They're always going to have a cleaner truck with 8 cylinders while you're rocking 6 type shit. Like, the competition should be to be the best self you can be and really be happy. Like, that's what the competition should be, and it shouldn't be an external thing. Like, we should all, you know, give each other props and shit. Be like, man, you making money, good for you, man. I like your new car, good for you. But instead, people got this hater ass mindset on social media where it's like, if I see somebody else doing better, I'm gonna put them down.
it ain't this, it ain't that.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I'm gonna hate on you and be like, bro, why you working 2 jobs? I'm making more money than you. Fucking blah blah blah, all this shit. And it's like, bro, just be happy for me. Like, I'm happy you making money. I'm happy I'm making enough money to be happy. And, like, that's all that matters, bro, right? Like, but people just have this competitive mindset of, like, if they are doing better than me, I'm going to shit on them because it'll make me feel better in that moment. When it's like, bro, none of that matters. Like, we could all be cool, bro. We can, you know? Like,
Yeah, that was definitely a part of my mindset, like definitely in terms of being a conversationalist. Like I'm a person that really like likes debates. Like I say this to anybody to this day. I feel like I could out debate anybody that was on the debate team in high school, and I've done it in class. Like, you feel me? People could pull up the fucking stat sheet if we want to go back that far, back to the college days, the high school days. I'll out debate anybody in this shit. But like, I felt like me being such a competitive debater, like in terms of like even dealing with like small discrepancies in like the family and with people I fuck with, getting I was so focused on getting the last word. I really, truthfully, in that moment, didn't care how niggas felt, and then that shit kind of reflected back on me in the future. And then like that was a learning moment for me. But I feel like, I'm not gonna lie, it's funny you say that about social media, like how it fuels people to do certain things. But like, honestly, this is a social media driven podcast, like social media fueled, if you say, because I feel like at the end of the day, this is gonna sound fucked up. Like, I'm just as bad as the rest of them, and you feel me? You feel me? I claim I'm not, quote in quotation marks. I could claim I'm not, but like, honestly, if I don't get those likes on my page or those views on my Podbean, on my streaming and shit, and I check and out and my numbers aren't there, I feel a little lonely. I'm not gonna lie. I feel lonely, seriously, bro. Like, I feel like I don't know if people want me as much as I want them, honestly. Like, I don't know like what it is, but like I feel like I want to be heard. I just want to be heard at some point. I feel like now that I know that people are listening, it doesn't make me want to stop anytime soon, because it's like, you know,
Yeah, it's like affirmation. Human beings love affirmation.
and it's
And I do
fucked.
the same thing. Like, I'll post a picture of a fish and I won't get no likes on it because it's me with a fucking fish, right? Like, nobody really gives a shit about that. And I know it. But then I got to remind myself, like, man, you posted that picture because you liked it. Like,
Yeah,
and that's why you did it.
that's why it matters.
Yeah, that's all that matters, right? You post some shit because you enjoy it. And
You know what's fucked? Like, I just want to say this before I forget about it. But you know what's fucked, bro? Like, I don't know if it's just the algorithms or something, but like I knew this shit was a clout chase when I noticed that if I posted a picture of myself, it would get more likes than if I posted like a screenshot of the podcast. But if I posted myself on the cover of the podcast, then it would get slightly more views than just the podcast, but not as much if I just posted a clean fit and I was just chilling, smoking weed or something, doing some lame shit. Or that's not even lame shit, that's chill shit, but like,
yeah, that's shit you do.
but like, it's just shit you do, but like why, like, I don't know. I feel like in that way, I don't know why that's like, I don't know, bro. I just didn't really fuck with it. I just felt like I noticed it. I just wanted to let you know I noticed it. Like,
Yeah. And I mean, like, when my brother takes good pictures of me with his nice ass camera, I'll always get better likes. Like, I'll get like 150 likes or whatever. And then I'll use the iPhone picture and you won't get as many likes. Like, there's this, it's just weird. Like, and then you look at people's Instagrams and you see them gaming that shit. Like, they know how to play the game and they just get hella likes and shit. Like, and that's their thing. Like, they love that affirmation. But I just always got to keep telling myself, like, you don't need affirmation to enjoy your life. Like, I don't know. I deleted Instagram for about a year. And that was honestly probably the smoothest time of my life. Like, just actually living life, not thinking about, oh, I should post this picture or whoop-de-woo or any of that shit.
When did you delete IG?
I deleted IG after I graduated high school through probably, for like a year after.
You just deleted the app, or you just like suspended your account? Like,
I just deleted the app,
okay.
Got rid of the app. I had Snap still. I was still doing my thing on Snap because I was making some money,
Yeah.
as they would say. And you need networking, but I just wasn't using social media like that. But yeah, I mean, I think if you're really into Instagram, just take a second and just delete it. You don't even have to delete it for a year. Just delete it for a month or maybe even a couple weeks and see how you feel. Like, that pressure will be off your chest type shit. Like, you have a different case because you're trying to grow with this podcast. You're trying to like really network with it. So that's your networking device. So you need that shit because social media is a good way to get your message out. But there are people that just post pictures of them and they're like dog and shit. Like, come on, bro. You need Instagram? Like,
Like,
just take a
bro,
second to step back.
bro, truthfully, you might not even think it, but like when you repost a podcast on your story or something, it's gonna get me views. Like, you know what I'm saying? People are gonna be interested to hear what you have to say. And like, and I tell you, 6 months ago, I probably thought I was good at the DMs. Like, I truthfully, but like my success rate was pretty low to DMs, pretty average. And I just realized that technology is shit not for me. But like, I'm honestly, truthfully, I'm fueled by the shit. I'm probably a social media addict at this point, just because like I don't usually talk too much about current events in the podcast unless it's like happening at that moment. Like when I talked about the Capitol shit on here, but that was literally 30 minutes after it happened. So like it was just spur of the moment on my mind. Yeah. And I just did it. But I shouldn't have smoked that joint before I started the podcast. I don't even know where I'm going with this shit, bro. I have no clue where I'm going. What was I saying, bro?
Bro, Capital.
No, before that.
You were talking about how you're a social media addict.
No, before that. We can't go before that?
Shit, I don't even remember. Drinking this beer got me forgetting shit too, bro. We're slipping. Spur of the moment.
Bro, what was your storyline since high school? What you been on? Like, I don't know the whole story. Like what happened right after? It's been 2 years, honestly. Like since we linked up two weeks ago, it's been a good 2 years. Like
the storyline. So I mean, since O'Dowd shit, I ended up at Skyline. Played football for a year. Gave that shit up. Played rugby for both years. The whole time I was like doing my weed shit, selling some weed. Not really making much money. Kind of being a bum. Still had some addiction issues.
Were you invested in school? Like, could you say when you left O'Dowd, like, were you like...
Yeah, the first year I was 100% invested in it. And then the last year I got it like my girlfriend and shit. And it's not on her, bro. Like, my ex-girlfriend. It's not on her. Like, you know, everybody does this shit. You know, you get a girl, you think that's like that's everything. You start hanging out with her way too much, cutting class to hang out with her, doing stupid shit. So I barely graduated. Had a couple D's. Luckily, you could graduate at Skyline with a couple D's.
It happened. I had a D my senior year, bro.
Yeah, I mean, you do that shit. And then I graduated and then ended up at Laney. Didn't really take Laney too seriously. Only took like 2 classes every year. And then I got this little, I wouldn't even really call it a job. I made some money off of it. Like,
what are you doing?
I was working up in Mendocino on a weed grow. So
you're working on a farm?
Yeah, like a pot farm. And I learned how to grow weed, which is pretty dope.
Was it like an indoor, like an outdoor?
Outdoor, and then we had like a pretty big greenhouse. It was about 300 plants in the greenhouse, 100 plants outside.
What does like a weed farm look like? Does it look like any typical like rows of plants, like kind of like a cherry farm or something? Like,
it's like the outdoor shit's crazy, right? Because they're gonna be 500-gallon cloth pots, and in these pots, there's gonna be, if it's a good outdoor grow, the plants are gonna be like 15, 16 feet tall.
Damn.
So like huge plants, like literally looks like trees, bro. Like 3 pounds on one plant.
Jesus.
Type shit. And like the one I was working on was pretty fucking janky, dude. Like there was a guy that was working there. He lived in a bus on the property. Total crazy motherfucker, but I love him. Like he taught me a lot. He taught me how to tan hides, like make leather. Taught me a lot about growing dope.
How did he do that? How the fuck did he teach you how to Hold on. How the fuck did he teach you how to make leather? Like,
so I brought him a bunch of deer hides.
He told you he knew how to do this?
Yeah.
Okay.
And pretty much the simplification of it is you soak the deer hides in salt and vinegar for about a month. You pull them out. You scrape all the like nasty shit off of them. And then you put this, it's like a trapper tanning solution on it. because when you do hides, it's called tanning hides. You put that shit on it, and then you're gonna get it wet again. Let it dry in the sun, get it wet again, and then you twist it up like a towel, like you're wringing out a towel, and you just keep doing that over and over and over until it gets pliable.
After you've soaked it for about a month.
Yeah.
You
After
take
you
it
soaked
out.
it, take it out, scrape it, put the curing tanning oil on it, let it dry in the sun. Then you get it wet again in just water and you twist it up like a towel. So then that loosens up all the fibers, stretch it out. And then you have pretty much a workable piece of cloth you can make clothes out of. I made an ammo belt. I made a slingshot pouch, a bunch of different shit. But yeah, that guy was super dope. But you know, he had his issues. An alcoholic. He was kind of a tweaker. Tried to shoot his girlfriend one night.
Jesus Christ! Like while y'all were on the property.
Yeah, while we were on the property.
How the fuck did that go down?
She was cheating on him. He caught her.
Wait, so he walked into the crib and she was getting fucked? Like,
No.
Or he found the text messages.
Yeah.
Something?
Found the text messages, blacked out on whiskey. Reason I don't drink whiskey right there. Got his little 357 out. Tried to blast her.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that shit was crazy. There was a bunch of pit bulls on the property, which was dope. Pit bulls got into a fight one day. Had to break that shit up. I had to break up a bunch of fights, pit bull fights. Those 2 years we didn't hang out. Because I was living with my girlfriend, my ex at the time, and she had a bunch of pit bulls and they'd fight. But yeah, and then the main guy who lived there.
You ever got bit?
Oh yeah, I got bit in the face, bro. I got a scar right
While you were working or just with your girl?
One day I was hanging out at the crib. My girl was at work. And she had a pit bull that would live in her room. Mr. Meaty. He was a big ass motherfucker.
A motherfucker.
Yeah. And I jumped on the bed, fucking with him. I was like, oh, I'm the big dog type shit. This motherfucker springs up, just slices me open. Like, I'm leaking everywhere, bro. Bleeding out my nose and shit. He really got me. And he had broken teeth, too. So, like, it was a gnarly cut. Like, jagged as hell. Ripped my shit open.
God damn. That was the nose?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
And yeah, that shit was crazy. But the cool thing about working on the weed farm was I got a bunch of lows, bro. Like, I got pounds of lows for nothing. And I'd sell these lows, bro, I made hella money off the lows.
Like, just the mids, just mid?
Yeah, just.
And it was free mids? It was just free money?
Free mids, free money.
That's lit.
Like, and I just didn't smoke it because it was mids, bro. Like,
yeah.
And the other cool thing was, like, I never had to buy weed ever. Like, I didn't buy weed for 2 years, which kind of made my addiction to weed worse.
A little worse.
But yeah. Quit doing like the hard drugs and shit my senior year of high school, which was cool.
What hard drugs have you done, if you want to talk about it?
I used to do a decent amount of coke. I used to do Xans a good amount. Hydros. Did a fuck ton of acid. A lot of acid. Did a lot of mushrooms. But mushrooms and acid aren't really a hard drug. But I mean, I
Wildest trip story.
One time, I got two. So, the last time I did acid, I did 1,000 UGs of acid. And I did it in Stella's bedroom, Stella Richards. Not to name drop, but, like, I'm assuming most people know Stella.
She listens to the podcast. She told me. She was slapping it the other day.
What's up, Stella? And all I really remember from that trip is, like, doing this acid, bro. And, like, literally, she has this giant teddy bear in her room. I don't know if she still has it. But I did that shit, and I just hung out with the teddy bear for 12 hours. Like, that motherfucker was alive. I was hanging out with him. We were chilling. Like, I was on one. And then probably my worst trip ever, I was in Amsterdam by myself. And, like, they sell over-the-counter, legally, psychedelic truffles in Amsterdam. So I was like, oh, I can do these. I've done like 7 grams of mushrooms before. I can eat like an eighth of these and be fine. And mind you, I'm in like a foreign country by myself. So like the anxiety is already really high if you've ever done that. you would know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, your stomach be tightening up and shit, and you can't really shit.
Yeah, you're tripping, bro. Like you're already on like 10. You don't know who to trust. You don't know if somebody's gonna rob you. You're like Amsterdam's got some sketchy ass white people. Like I'm not gonna lie, like sketchier than I was type shit. And like I did these shrooms, bro, and I was sitting on one of the canals in Amsterdam, and the whole canal caught on fire, bro.
Like almost instantaneous, or like you
No,
closed your
like
eyes
I
for a
was sitting
second,
there,
or
bro,
you
and
watched it like progressively.
like I was sitting there and I had taken them like 45 minutes ago, and I really didn't think they were about to hit. I was like, oh, this is pussy shit. Like, and I rolled up a joint and I smoked this joint, and literally like 3 puffs into this joint, the whole canal just whoop like hell type shit, like burning like fat flames, bro. And I was like, all right, this is way too much. So I run back to my hotel room. I'm sitting in my hotel room, bro, and like the faucet in the hotel room is just dripping. It's just bloop, 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 and it won't stop dripping, bro. Like it just won't stop dripping, and it's getting louder and louder and louder. And like finally, I just couldn't take it, so I like ran up to the faucet and I was like, "Shut up, bro! Shut up! I'm gonna beat your ass!" Like dripping on this faucet like it was a human being, and like it just stopped. The dripping just stopped. So I was like, "Oh, okay, we're cool." And I get back on the bed, and then the whole room just like starts coming in on me like Indiana Jones shit, like closing in on me. And I at that time like I had done enough psychedelics to like try to keep myself all right. Like if I had never done them, like I totally would have lost it type shit. Like made a scene, but I just laid in the bed like clenching myself up, literally fetal position on the bed, just couldn't handle it. Eventually I came down and shit. Went out to the bar, bruh. And I was so high, Justin. I walked into the gay bar, bro.
Wait. You didn't tell me this part of the story. So after you was on shrooms, you walked out the hotel.
Yeah, and I was like, I need a beer, bro. So I walk in this gay bar, and I'm like, why are there no
you
women?
knew it was a gay.
No. I was like, why are there no women in this gay bar or in this bar, right? I'm like, bro, like I was gonna go fuck around.
And you're still on shrooms, or you're on the back half,
On
like
the
the
back
thinking.
half.
Sorry, you're just thinking,
Yeah. So I was just sitting up at the bar, sitting there, drinking, and this bro comes up to me and he starts talking to me, and I'm like, this is weird, bro. I'm like, what? Why is this bro being so nice to me? I was like, no man is ever this cool with another man.
They're speaking English?
Yeah, speaking English.
They speak English in Amsterdam?
Some of them do. I mean, in Europe, a lot of people speak English, but this bro was from America.
Okay.
Starts talking to me and shit. And I was like, all right, this is too much, bro. Like, I'm not trying to fucking talk to people right now. So I finish my beer and I leave. And as I'm leaving, I turn around and I see the flag, bruh. And
you see the gay flag?
The gay flag hanging up. And I was like, son of a bitch. I was in a gay bar, bro. And like, it ain't the first time I've ever been in a gay bar because my brother's gay. I'll go with him to the gay bar because I'm like, bro, they are not going to hit on me.
But you know you're in the gay bar.
Yeah. And they're not going to hit on me. They're going to hit
America,
on my brother.
Like, yeah, they could tell. Like, yeah. They could tell you're not gay.
Yeah, exactly. And like, I was just pissed at myself. I was like, you fucking idiot. You walked into the gay bar. Like, what are you doing, bro? You're not supposed to be in there. So yeah, that was my worst trip. I was just fucking brain fried after that.
Bro, what's the back half of a trip like on a dose that fucking crazy like?
Oh, bro, the back half is fire. Like the back half is better than the first half.
Like yeah, I always felt the back half was better, especially I feel like
because you're in your head,
better.
bro.
I feel like for me on the acid it's way better because I'm already a thinking type of person, and I just you
can just think freely, unprohibited by anything. You're just thinking.
But like, if it, on a dose that much, like, how would you say the intensity changes? Like, how would you feel? Like, do you feel like you're thinking more grandiose thoughts? Like, how do you feel it changed compared to like any other low dose trip you've done in the past?
The thing about a low dose trip is it's just
not really a low dose, but just like a casual dose.
Yeah, like a dose you would, like if you take 1 tab, versus 5 tabs. The thing about it is like the intensity switch is insane. Like there's a gradual come up on 1 tab, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Like when you like chill it and you start dancing.
Yeah, and then you get really.
And you start seeing.
Yeah, then you start seeing. There's none of that. When you take.
It's just.
yeah, it just hits you like a hammer, bro. Like you are just on, and it's just like it's really intense. It's damn near scary at some points. It's like it's wild. It's wild ass shit. But it's like it's really what it's supposed to be though to me. Like I don't know. Low dosing was never for me. Like I was trying to do as much as I could in that moment and just be frying cuz like that come down you really just start thinking and it lasts so
And oh
long
my
too.
god.
The come down's like 8 hours, bro, when you do that
Like
much.
that, like the trip, the most of the trip stories that people be talking about, if you've never done a psychedelic, the actual like visuals and like body feelings and shit only last for about probably 2 hours at the most. Like at its peak, probably like 2 hours, but those 2 hours go by so quick. It
Yeah,
doesn't
instantly.
even, you know, like your story probably like your story happened over like at least 2 hours. That
Yeah,
was like the
literally
intensity of
only
your
2
trip, and then
hours.
after that, you walked right out, and it was like chill, like like. And honestly, that's my favorite part. Like especially when you get like an ego death trip, and yes, when you really get in your head, I love that shit. That shit is fucked.
Yeah, I had an ego death one time.
How was it? Tell me your experience.
So I did that this Sid, and I went home because I was high as hell. I was like, bro, I want to go home, hang out in my bed, be my meat type shit. And I walked out into the kitchen, and I've got this little mini fridge in my kitchen in my house. It's got a hell of drinks in it, and I like to drink a Coke usually when I'm tripping. And so I opened up the mini fridge, right? And for some reason, that mini fridge hit way different that night. Like I was looking in that motherfucker, and the back of the mini fridge just like fell out, bro, like abyss type shit. And I just remember waking up on the ground, like no consciousness, just I'm on the ground. I get up, the mini fridge is still open. I'm looking around, bro. I'm looking at myself, and like in a weird way, I felt like I was almost like see through
How much
type of
time
shit.
you would think? How much time you think has passed?
Couple minutes probably, not that long, because my parents hadn't like woken me up or
Yeah,
anything. And like I was almost see through like a cartoon ghost, bro, like on some crazy shit. And I was
I
like,
know
bro,
that
like
feeling.
I'm dead. And I was like, just the only thing that could go through my mind was like, bro, it's all right to be dead. Like everybody dies, bro. Like this is what life is. Like, you know, you had a good run, but you fucked up. Like, and now you're gone, bro. You're done. And I just accepted it in that moment. I accepted death. I accepted the reality of it. Um, and I just went back in my room. Didn't grab my Coke. Closed the door on the mini fridge though.
It was
But
just like an at-home trip. You were just
yeah,
tripping at the crib.
yeah. I used to do that shit. That's why my parents would fucking think I'm like a crackhead. But you know, don't do drugs. I guess that's the moral of the story.
I mean, bro, I'll tell you about mine. Mine was kind of like, mine was fun. I won't lie to you. It wasn't really fun, but it was like, I was at school. It was a college story. Me and my roommate had copped acid. I think I took like a tab and a half. Cause like the guy down the hall, I guess our homie had some, and I was like, let me cop some acid. Chill Friday. We do acid like every other Friday or every Friday. It was depending like.
Yeah,
It was about by every other Friday. Cause I do acid one Friday, drink the next, and you got to switch off. It's the weekend. You got to drink. You got to drink at some point, bro. It's college.
you gotta mix it
So
up.
like one day we just did acid, bro. To start off my trip, like it was like the typical start of your trip. You're in there dancing and shit. You want to fuck some, like, and I'm hitting this girl. And after that, we all like linked back up. Me and my roommate, 'cause he was also on acid, and then everybody else. We were going to. I don't even know where we were going. I think we were going to Cookout. This is like Southern food spot. It's kind of like Wendy's. Wendy's give you a 4 for $4, and
Yeah.
you get to choose like 2 entrees.
Yeah.
It's like Cookout is like that, except it's like a full size entree. So like you could choose like a full size double cheeseburger, or like a fucking 2 corn dogs, or like what I'm saying. It's just hella shit to choose
Like a
from.
fast food joint, or
It's like a fast food joint.
Wow.
You get to choose like 2
Shit.
things. You can get quesadillas. You
the
can
South
just get
is
mad
on
shit,
one, bro.
and you still get fries and a drink. And the shake upgrade is only like $1 or 89 cents to upgrade your shit to a shake. It's usually like $3. So like But the ego death happened before. Like we was walking around, and out of nowhere, like it was like, you know how on the PS2 when you boot it up, there's like the squares moving around and shit, and like the squares dissolve and shit.
Yeah.
That's how it felt. Like I literally felt like it was like, the PS2 starts up, bro. That's how it fucking felt in my body. Is like my fucking body was dissolving, and then there was just me and Justin, like in my headspace, and it was like, it was weird, like to in my head, like it was weird. I visualized like God's spirit, like it was nothing, like, but that was me, and it was like I was seeing like damn near like a 3D avatar of my own body, like my current build, like and what I was wearing that night, and it was like that was Justin, and I was just me, and it was kind of like you, like you kind of like a ghost, you know what I'm saying? You felt kind of like a ghost walking around. You didn't really feel like you existed, and like you kind of like. I was around mad people because we went to the food spot, right? But I didn't really feel like anyone could see me, and it was like it was wild. I just got caught in mad thought loops, mad paradoxes, like just typical trip shit. But like I couldn't really tell like who I was, but at the end, like it was too much wholeness at the end. Like the next morning, you feel way too whole, cause I feel like that was the trip that got me into the spirituality shit, because you said you dealt with your anger issues, but I feel like getting into spirituality really cured mine, because that trip made me realize like I have a soul and I have a body, and at some point them shits are gonna split, and it's like my soul really took over my body, and like all the like people always say like the material shit and all that shit doesn't matter when you're on acid and shit, and you sound crazy when you say it, but then like it really, you actually feel that way, like on like to an extreme level on ego death, where it's like you're just you, you're just literally you, and you're questioning everything, and you're just like a whole individual. That's just how I felt at the end, coming back together. It just felt way too whole.
Yeah. There's this Pacific Islander tradition. One of the islands, I can't remember the name of the tribe, but it's the idea that like you as your physical form aren't really here. It's like more about um, your soul. Like your soul is in outer space, or in the never-ending void, right? And like once you realize that, then you're no longer speaking as a husk or a shell of yourself. Then you're speaking through the soul. Like you have to put two and two together. Like you aren't born put together. You have to realize that you aren't really here on this plane. It's just an experience, which I think is kind of an interesting perspective on life. I don't know if I agree with it, but definitely when you do psychedelics, you see that perspective more. You see that removed perspective of like, man, like, is this body really who I am, or is there more to me than that?
And that's how I felt. I felt that way too. I felt like it was like a gateway. People say like gateway drugs. I feel like that was a gateway drug to a better existence for me, because like the back half, you get so caught up in thought, and you realize like how you feel about yourself and how you think others feel about you. And like honestly, like I kind of wanted to change it, like that last one, and then the trip I had in Myrtle Beach before, like right before Corona happened. Me and my homies went to Myrtle Beach for spring break, and me and my roommate tripped on acid, and we knew after school he was gonna go to the Marines, and I was gonna come back, and the plan was he was gonna come for the first semester, leave for the Marines, and come back, like kind of late, second semester, or he'd leave early or something. We don't know how it was gonna plan out, but Corona, he was like, "Fuck it, I'm just out," and like I had like I just really became aware of who I was to other people, how I felt about myself, and that honestly made me get on the whole shit, because it was like I was kind of podcasting at school, and I could tell people was fucking with it, and it kind of erases all the questions. I'm not gonna lie, like, because when you're thinking that much, you're gonna come to some conclusions if you're smart enough to make note of it and remember it. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's where people get lost on this shit too. Like when people say their brains getting fried on acid, it's because they don't realize the point of it. Like they don't take note of shit while it's happening.
Like if you use psychedelics as a party drug, you miss out on 100% of what psychedelics are. Like, I think psychedelics are extremely powerful, especially if you take a high dose of magic mushrooms and you turn off all the lights in your room and you sit there. That is an extremely powerful experience, and I highly recommend people do that because you will inevitably it'll inevitably bring up things in your life that you don't want to think about when you're sober. Shit that really is underneath your skin, like shit that bugs you about yourself, things you don't want to talk about, past experiences that haunt you, all those things that in reality you really need to think about to change yourself, to better yourself, to become a better person. Like, that's why psychedelics are powerful. They bring these emotions up. They kind of stir that shit up for you. And like, if you don't do that shit, then you're missing out. Like, you're not becoming the full person you can be. And I know it sounds like some woo woo shit, like, but it's true, bro. Like, just do it one time, you'll see what I'm talking about. You don't have to do it hella, like, you don't have to abuse the substance to gain the knowledge. You just need to do it a few times to really explore that path in your brain.
I did that lights out shit the first time I was ever on acid, like in the bathroom. It was like fucking Monsters Inc., bruh. Like, I was just sitting there and like little fucking like, I don't know, for some reason, I guess because we have like changing lights in our room, like I couldn't see it, but that was like the last kind of light I seen. Like, it was like little fucking neon creatures walking around and shit, like little niggas peeking around the corner. But that's just your imagination just really becoming super visual and shit. And that
Yeah.
shit is kind of that shit was mad funny. It's like fucking Monsters Inc. Niggas walking around and doing shit like.
Yeah, one time I did that shit off mushrooms and I turned off all the lights, laid in my bed. And it was like this super long hallway. I visualized this super duper long hallway and there was drawers on all the walls in
This
the
side of the
hallway.
wall.
Yeah, like little square drawers, but instead of knobs on the drawers, it was eyeballs. And like I was looking super deep at all these eyeballs, and they were eyeballs of people that I had had experiences in my life with. Like
That's
my
fire.
my great uncle's eyeballs, and like
And you open it up and it was like a memory or
yeah,
something.
and it was
Oh
like
shit, that's like a.
crazy shit like that, and like it was super intense. Like I saw my grandfather's eyeballs, and I'd only seen him once in my life when I was super duper young, and then he passed away of Lou Gehrig's disease. Like there's only one picture of me with him, but like for some reason when I saw that brown eye on that dresser drawer on
You
that
need to
little
pull it.
drawer, like I was like, that's my grandpa. I was like, that's my grandfather's eye. And I opened up that drawer, and it was the memory of me as an infant in his hands, him in the wheelchair, bro. Like me looking up at him, like on some crazy shit. And like that's why I think psychedelics are so intense, because like you'll pull up memories that you didn't even think you had, bro. Like, and maybe it's because you're hella high, right? Like a non-believer will say, "Man, you were just hella high," but that's some real shit.
No, I feel like I kind of like. I haven't done any psychedelics in a while. Now it's cap. I did 2 weeks ago. Like I did a feeling streamy or two, but I deleted it. Something came up, said something in the podcast I shouldn't have said. But
Mistakes were
I did
made.
I did feeling streamy or two, but it was super low dose trip. But like literally super low dose, probably like 2 Gs. But like all my trips haven't been more than like 1.5 tabs or like 4 Gs of shrooms. I kind of be interested in like a high dose trip, like see some shit like you saw. Like I don't know, like I be notice. I now. Do you ever note like? Are you aware of when you notice a repressed ass memory? Like, do you ever like are really aware? Like,
Now, the older I get, I am more aware of it. Um, but yeah, they're brutal, man. Some of those oppressed memories are brutal, and everybody's got them, and some people's are worse than others, but
I just be having
pretty
chill
brutal.
flashbacks nowadays. Like all the repressed memories that come up to. I be having good times, bad times. Like when I be looking in the books and just seeing pictures of people, but like when I be going specific places, like it's weird. Like I'll literally have like it'll be like a cutscene from a video game. Like I'll be back in my little kid's body, like reliving that moment. But it was like damn near like a paradox. I was standing still, and the whole memory happened in my brain in 1 second. But in the moment I was reliving it, it felt like felt like the whole thing. It was wild. few times that happened. I was just hiking with my girl the other day. Just mad memories came up. I was like, damn.
Yeah, that's crazy. I was at the beach the other day, and when I was younger, I was bodyboarding outside the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk, and I was down at the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk the other day fishing
Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk.
in the fun California sun boardwalk. But yeah, I was bodyboarding, bro, and I got knocked out. Long story short, I got knocked out underneath the wave, and that shit was brutal. Like, and I didn't have really a clear memory of it until recently when
So
I
you
was.
went to Santa Cruz?
Yeah, I was out there, and I remember, like, I had this clear, vivid memory of me, like, getting pulled up by my dad's fraternity brother, because they still hang out and shit, and we were down there together. And he pulled me out of the water, bro, and I just remember throwing up. Like, and it wasn't just, like, a normal throw up, bro. Like, I had swallowed sand and salt water and shit, like
Man, shit was coming
sandpaper
out.
throw up, bro. Like, it was brutal. And I had a clear memory and the taste in my mouth of that shit. Like, repressed memories like that are wild.
Some similar shit like that happened to me too. Cause I remember being in fucking Santa Cruz. I was like, probably 11 or 12. Cause it was either my 7th or 8th grade year. I went to Christian camp over there. Like a little past Santa Cruz, like in the mountains, kind of. And I did the surfing thing, and we went surfing at like 5 in the morning. I got pulled under. This is the story. Like, we pulled up to the beach like 5 in the morning. It was some wild shit. It was like a movie scene. Like, the sun is rising, the lone fucking dolphins jumping up out the water, and then we're like, fuck it, we're getting in. And then like our guy goes out there, the main guy, like, he kind of half-ass shows us how to surf because he really just wants to get out there himself and have some fun.
Yeah.
So like he kind of half-ass shows us how to do it, and like he really didn't trip because some of the other kids were like, yeah, I know how to surf, and then I was the only nigga that didn't really know, and I didn't really care to speak up because I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna surf, I'm gonna make this shit happen. And we went out there, they like tie the little shit around your ankle when you're surfing.
Yep.
Like, I kept trying to catch the wave, but I couldn't catch it. Or like stand up on it, like not catch it, but just even stand up. Cause like it's kind of hard. You gotta have some upper body strength, pull yourself up on that board. And like for some reason, my body has always been built weird. Like I've always had strong ass legs, but weak ass arms for no reason at all. Like even when I lift, like it takes a while to build up arm strength. Like even back at school, like for some reason it took me mad long to get the 45 plates on. Like mad long. But once I got that shit on, it was like taking the training wheels off. Like I just gotta get to a certain point and my strength like kind of goes up. But like back to like I got on the board and it was like the first time I stood up, and I was already a little sus. Like this has nothing to do with the story, but I was already a little sus when we started surfing because the guy was out there. He went mad into the ocean because he wanted to see what was up. He like seen a seal or something, and he was sus because seals and humans mean sharks and shit. But we was like, fuck it, we surfing. But that has nothing to do with the story. But I finally stand up, big ass wave. I finally catch it. Like I stand up for like 2 seconds and slip, hit my head on like the back of the board, and like I got caught in the back half of the wave. So like you know how when you get caught in the back half, it like kind of tumbles you a little bit.
Yep.
And I got tumbled, hit my head on the back of the wave again, on the back of the board again, and like hit the bottom of the ground, like the sand. Like I literally like sank like 20 feet deep. Like, cause the wave really hit me, like it pulled me under like 20 feet. So I hit the bottom of the fucking ocean, and like a fucking sea urchin like was on my ass, and I had to pull it off on my way up. And I barely, like I literally washed up on the shore like a fucking movie. Like it pushed me out to shore. Like none of that undertow bullshit. I'm better than the undertow. The sea just pushed me out, like dragged me under, fucked me up, and pushed me out to shore. Like spit me out the sand like a fucking mermaid.
They're like, you ain't supposed to be here, Justin.
Like that scene in Shrek 2 when Shrek and Fiona are on their honeymoon and they like throw the mermaid. Yes. That was like what happened to me, bro. Like I just kind of washed up on shore and I was like my neck was hurting and shit. But like nobody really cared or knew because they were still surfing. I just kind of lied there like fucking funny. I was at Christian camp. I kind of lied there like fucking Jesus on the cross for like 30 minutes, like dying, like fucking gasping for breath on the floor. What is that, bro? Just pour me some beer, man. I don't even drink like that. I'm just so parched.
Some haze, man.
I'm parched, bro. It's a little something to sip on.
That beer's best beer. Sierra Nevada. Shout out Sierra Nevada. My uncle used to work there. They had good company. They take care of their workers. They got
Also,
decent beer.
they give you benefits.
They give you a lot
Dental?
of beer.
Beer and dental.
Yeah, good dental. Good insurance shit. Some of their beer's a little funky. Tastes kind of weird. Tastes like skunk, but you know, gets you there.
That's alright. It's nice to sip on. Like I don't know. I feel like the more I get older,
Yeah, the better
the more
beer
I develop,
tastes.
the more I develop the taste for any type of alcoholic drink.
Yeah, literally.
Like
You just have to literally you just have to drink it and then you get used to it. Like I think it's so funny when people are like, "Man, I don't like beer. It's gross." It's like, bro, it's only gross because you refuse to drink it and you only drink fucking White Claws and sweet ass drinks and shit. Like, just drink a beer, bro. It's better for you. It's God's nectar, man.
bro,
It's the way it was meant to be.
Bro, I won't lie to you. When I drink a White Claw, I honestly feel a little bit fruity.
Bro, I feel like shit. When I drink a lot of White Claws and I have to wake up early for work, I feel like shit. Like, I'll drink them. My mom buys hella White Claws, so I'll drink them because they're free. But, like, they make you feel like shit, bro. Like,
No, what do you mean?
Like, the
You be getting a
hangover
White Claw wasted?
fucked up. Yeah.
How many White Claws did it take you to get wasted?
It takes me probably about to like get
30?
blacked out.
Not blacked out, but like modestly drunk. Like you could say, I'm a
Modestly
little tipsy.
drunk. The little tiny ones, I can drink like 6 of them and be like pretty good. The tall can ones, drink about 3 or 4. I'm pretty on. But I drink a lot of beer, so it's the way it is.
I don't know what it is. I think just maybe like the fraternity stereotype. That's what makes me feel a little gay when I drink a White Claw. Just like the Chad and Aaron stereotype. Like I don't know.
Literally.
And then like that's what all the white girls be drinking. No offense to white girls, bro. I love my white girls, bro.
Yeah,
Not that I've had
offense.
any. Not that I've had any. And I know there's some listening to the podcast. But stereotypically, that's definitely a white ass drink to be sipping on at a party.
Oh yeah, I feel
Like-
extremely white when I drink one, but
No,
I also am extremely white.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I be having my white days, bro. I be feeling a little white. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Nothing wrong with that.
nothing wrong with
A
it.
lot of white people have their days where they feel like a minority, but you're not. You ain't. You're
No,
white.
you can have your black days, bro. It just don't mean you're black. Like, you know what I'm saying? Everybody has a shitty day. Like, everybody has their black days. Like, they don't
That's
mean
hella
like.
funny. I think I'm gonna get, bro. Levi's has these Black Panther patches. It's like a power to
just
the
sew it
people
on?
patch. Yeah, I think I'm gonna get one, bro, because I fucked with the Black Panthers. Always have.
That's fine.
It's the definition of gun control. They took them away from the Black Panthers because they were a minority. They don't, that's bullshit.
You got a gun?
I do. I have a couple.
What kind of guns? What's in the armory? What we got in the barracks?
I got 3 shotguns at the moment.
What type of shotguns? You got a sawed off? Like a Call of Duty?
No, I got like a pump shotgun.
Okay.
I got like a semi-auto shotgun.
What do you mean like semi-auto?
Like you just pull the trigger and it goes boom.
And that bitch will just go.
Yeah. Yeah. You can put 8 shells in it, but I have a plug in it right now for 3 because it's my duck hunting gun.
Yeah.
And then I got a 410. That was the first gun my dad ever bought me.
What's a 410? That's a shotgun?
Yeah, it's the smallest caliber shotgun you can get. A little tiny one. It's a single shot. But I love that gun. It's super fun to shoot.
Like a little buckshot, kind of?
Yeah.
Yeah, like a little...
Yeah, just a little...
Just a little something,
gun.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like just a little
something.
something, like a little boomer, like a little Tom and Jerry gun, like...
Yeah, and then I got an M1A, like an M14, like...
The M14, like a military guns? Like
like a semi-auto.
Like a CS, like the CSGO? Like...
Not like
M14,
an AR,
like,
but like...
No, not alright.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me look this shit up. I don't
Like
actually know nothing about guns.
Yeah, like an M1A, Springfield. Well, it's not a Springfield. My family member.
You got
built
one of
that
these?
shit. One of those.
Does it, like... This looks kind of like a sniper, almost.
Yeah, like that's the traditional thought behind it, is that people think it's a sniper. It's a battle rifle.
It's got a sniper. Like, I mean, that's probably right after muskets, maybe. So there's still like a one shot, one kill kind of deal, but not really a sniper.
It's
like a
semi-auto.
mid-range gun.
Like you can bam, 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 bam with
Okay.
it. And it takes a 20-round magazine. which I got legally if the feds are listening. Okay, Freedom Week, you could buy them, you bitches.
You just go to the show, man. Like,
Yeah, literally go to the gun show.
go to the fucking show.
I got a little SIG pistol and then a 22. That's it. That's all I got.
We got 5 guns in the armory. I mean, like, you're not set if the uprising happens, but you know, you'd be cool for a second. Like, Walking Dead pops off, like.
Yeah, I got a lot of ammo too.
Walking Dead pops off. What's your first moves?
Walking Dead.
Like,
my first move is don't get in my car, pack up my backpack.
You're not getting in the car?
Not getting in the car because every major road is going to be jammed up. I'm going to wait about a week.
But you got a truck.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter.
You can't drive the bitch off the road?
Backpack all the way to Humboldt.
Okay.
Because there's a piece of property that my family owns up there. And I just go live up there.
I doubt anyone would go up there and try to find you. You got a generator up there?
Yeah, I got a generator.
Yeah, you'd be chilling.
Got propane. A big old propane tank, like 1,000-gallon propane tank. I mean, I'd be chilling for a cool minute.
And you already know the lay of the land. You could probably,
I'd get food pretty easily. There's a good growing season. Water. I'd grow some pot, trade the pot. Because, like, when you think about it, weed and, like, alcohol would be a super wanted commodity.
If people are even still.
Yeah, like, if you could find anybody
like,
to trade.
If people want to trade, if people still want to be civil.
Yeah.
I feel like.
Like, some people will be. Like, if you watch The Walking Dead, like, late season shit, there's civilizations that pop up. Like, if you just pulled up there, no guns out type shit, and you were just like, hey, I got hella dope. You want to trade? Oh, excuse me. You want to trade the dope? Like, that's medicine at that point. Motherfuckers would be down. Like, anything, really.
I got that deep in it. I got to that point, like
Negan and shit. He had his own civilization. The followers.
Yeah, like, I got to the point where, like, the old white lady was fucking the dude with the tiger, the black guy with the dreads. It was kind of wild. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie that this is kind of fucked up and this could get me killed. But the first thing I'm doing if The Walking Dead pops off is I'm unleashing all the cages at the zoo. I'm just letting them all out. Fuck it. We starting it all over like Noah's Ark. Like, I'm just gonna let the animals repopulate. Fuck it. I'm letting them loose.
You're letting the animals loose.
Why not? Like,
why wouldn't you just eat them all?
I mean, fuck, I don't want to eat tiger meat. Like,
bro, I'm thinking about longevity.
No, I mean, I'm just having fun with it. That's the first thing I'm doing.
That's
Second
what
thing
I
I'm doing.
Say, like, I'd like to have fun with it. Just go like crazy mode, make a little like Raider clan. Like,
no, trust me. No, I'm getting serious with the shit. Trust me, it's getting more serious. Let me tell you the plan, bro. So after I let the real animals loose, bro, because honestly, I'm just gonna let evolution take its course. Like, if they somehow survive through all the zombies and shit. Yeah, there it is. We got tigers in California. Yeah, we got tigers in California.
That would be kind of wet. I can't lie.
Because if you could just like, there's probably a few. Like, there's definitely probably regular civilians that have a few hidden tigers in here. You let a few guys out. There's San Francisco, Oakland Zoo. If somehow, you know what I'm saying, there could be some wild shit happening
without humans like interfering with them. They could do it.
But look, this is my next part of the plan. After I release the zoo tigers, I'm not gonna lie. I don't have as many survival skills as you, and I also don't really have a place to call home, a home away from home. But honestly, I'd probably go. I don't know where I'd go. I'd probably have to go to the closest store. Just try to get in all the raiding and the looting, just because it's all happened. It's all happening way too quickly. So after I do all that shit, the next thing I'm doing is I'm running around and looting. I probably honestly. It just depends on how fast shit's moving. But I'm looting, I'm getting my stuff. I'm stealing gas, and I'm hitting the road. But I'm going rural, but I'm kind of I don't know. I don't really know where I'm going. I'm just hitting the radio. I'm hitting the road, and before I leave town, I'm just calling to see who's there, see if anybody's still alive. Because the first few days, you could probably make cell phone calls and stuff. Shit's probably still gonna be operating for a few weeks. I'm calling all the closest bros, like, y'all good, y'all need a ride, I'm cutting, I'm out. You know what I'm saying? If by that time, because by that time, it's only going to be 2 hours into the invasion. 2 hours into the zombie invasion. Like, this shit is happening quickly.
Yep.
I just hit the store. I just freed the animals. I got a monkey in the back seat. I got a monkey in the back seat. 3 boxes of Rice Krispies. The Kirk Cousins cereal. Maybe a few steaks. We got it in the cooler in the back. I stole all the meat I could, put in the cooler in the back. Got a few cases of water. At best, we've got like a few weeks worth of shit. And I'm calling the homies. I'm saying I'm getting out of here. And actually, no, I'm calling my family first. It's fucked up. I got to see what my family's on. And honestly, like, yeah. I feel like if it's a zombie invasion type shit, I don't know what their moves are. I feel like my mom would be more apt to come here first. So I'd probably definitely like be like, we need to get out of here, get your shit. It'd probably be me and my mom and the dog. But my brother, I'm not sure. I bet he'd probably come here too. But me, it'd probably be us, and then I'd probably hit some people on my way out of town, see what it is. But
yeah, I don't know. I'm pretty deep into the prepping shit just because I would like to be ready if anything happens. But you never know, bro. That's just life. You never know what's going to happen. I feel like zombies aren't going to happen, but like society, we've already seen it, bro. Society was pushed to a pretty close brink recently with this whole Trump shit. Like, people are going crazy.
What is your thoughts on this year's election and the fallout of the things that have happened after?
I understand why people are pissed because fuck Joe Biden.
Honestly, I'm not with him.
I'm not with him, bro.
We're all very anti-Trump. Like, Trump is just fucked. I mean,
yeah, like the shit Trump did, his racism, like the racism.
It's like if
frustrated
Trump
me, but what frustrated me more was the anti-gay shit. Like, bro, come on, it's 2020.
If Trump was a 1 on the scale, then Joe Biden's probably a 4 or a 5. And I don't really think anybody following Trump really wanted a 4 or 5, but it's just kind of what we got. I feel like that's kind of where I'm at.
Yeah. I think what scares me the most about Joe is, his support of gun control. Like, I can't support that. That's your Second Amendment right. That's the right that protects the rest of the rights. Like, I know I'm going to get flack for this, hate for it, but like, that's just is what it is, bro. Like, come and take him. I got a "Don't Tread on Me" sticker on my car, and I'm not a racist. Like, I just like my guns. My guns protect everything.
I mean, it gets back to what we said before. It's just city-dwelling societies. The further you get away from, the police and people don't have guns and the questioning and the fear and living in the hood and shit like that, like just city-dwelling ideas and properties, like living in the hood. I never lived in the hood, but that should probably make you be anti-gun or
yeah,
just shit like
but
that.
I
Just
don't
city-dwelling society.
Why, like,
it's just democratic thinking.
If you live in a low-income area, I'm not even going to talk about race. Like, you look at the South, which is by capita one of the poorest places in America. You look at the South.
Honestly, the Midwest, I'd say.
Yeah, but
I feel like there's some high rollers in
the
Florida, Atlanta.
In the Appalachian Mountains, statistically, there are some of the poorest areas in America.
Appalachia goes down.
All have guns.
How far down does Appalachian Mountain go? Florida, right?
It goes from New York, all the way down to Florida.
Goes into Canada too.
Yeah, it's pretty far.
Because I walked it in Vermont. I walked the trail in Vermont a little bit.
Like, yeah, it's like the biggest mountain range on the East Coast. But yeah, like, if you're in a poor income area, bro, you need a fucking gun. Like, you need to protect the shit you got. Like, that is just period, point blank. That's the facts, bro. Like, it doesn't matter what you look like, who you are. Like, protect what you got, bro, because you never know what's about to come knocking at your door, bro. Like, and like, cops can't protect you. You've seen this over and over and over again. People will call the police, and the police will pop them for shit. Like, you got to protect yourself, bro. And the only way to do that is to have equal.
I wasn't even asking for this one, but I hit it. Fuck it.
Is equal protection, bro. Because the criminals aren't going to follow the laws. You look at Oakland right now. You can name 4 motherfuckers on your hand, even if you aren't really about it.
White guy, black guy, nerd. But
Yeah.
this is what I think. I say society says be civilized, quote unquote. No guns, you suited and booted. No, society says science, but science says we're animals.
Yep.
You
And
know what
we
I'm saying?
are.
So it's like we fighting the battle of like, do we have guns? Do we fight? Do we sit down and eat? Do we get fat? And then like it's just too much conflict. Like it's like we're trying to not be who we are at the end of the day. Like that's goes back to social media too. Like just taking guns away, it just goes away from like the root of what the republic was established on, is that people
Yeah.
could fight back at the end of the day if everything went to shit.
Yeah, and
And,
it's like even if there wasn't violence anywhere in America, like I'd still want my gun. Because at the end of the day, like I will never trust the government. Like if you trust the government, you're silly as hell. Like just think about all the fucked up shit they've done historically to their own people. Like and then you try to tell me that you can trust them? Like they take how much of your paycheck away every month and you trust these people?
I'm not gonna lie. After Breonna Taylor, I didn't really give a fuck. I couldn't really care about the government no more because that was literally the most blatant
Yeah.
evidence in
They
your
shot her
face
in her sleep,
case.
bro. Like
With
literally
you
in
know what
her
I'm saying,
sleep.
the most evidence in the face case that you've ever had.
Or that bread in New
Dismissed,
York that
everybody
they
got
killed
off.
over selling loose
The
cigarettes.
cigarette guy,
Yeah.
Floyd, all that shit is cause like growing up we didn't see too much of that, but like now we be seeing a whole lot of it,
Now
or at
it's
least it's
publicized.
publicized. At least it's publicized, and we've seen a whole lot of the shit. And like it seems like every single time something like that happens, I seem to question more and more and more and more about shit. Cause it's like at the end of the day, you gotta realize it's like the government's supposed to work for you, but the people that work for the government are also working for themselves at the same time.
Yeah, they're trying to get fat.
Like they like it's fucked up, but it's human nature at the end of the day. You gonna do what's best for you or what you feel is best for you at the end of the day. And if that comes across as, well, no, some people are racist. That has nothing to do with that. That's his own thing. But like monetarily speaking, like you gonna do what you feel is gonna put the most money in your pocket at the end of the day.
Yeah, 100%. And like what puts more in your pocket? Like letting people have the ability to uprise against your bullshit or removing that completely and like controlling everything. Like if you have complete control and there's no chance of revolt, then you can make as much money as you want,
No.
which is bullshit. Well, I can't stand for that shit. I want everybody to have a gun. Go out and buy one.
I don't really know, like, what would be like a decent, like, if I wanted a gun, like, what kind of gun you think you could see me with, like?
I'd say the first gun everybody should buy is a shotgun. Because it's the most practical gun in the world. 12 gauge shotgun. If the world ends, you'll always be able to find 12 gauge rounds. It's the most common shotgun in the world. If you got to protect yourself, it works completely fine. And at the end of the day, a motherfucker breaks through your door and he hears that shh, he's gonna run. He ain't gonna want to fight you.
What the fuck is a sawed off?
Sawed off is like a shotgun that you cut off the stock and the barrel of, which is a felony.
Why?
Because the ATF classifies.
No, I'm saying why cut it off? Why cut the barrel off?
That it's like you can hide it, right? Like
Oh,
you can't. So you can
'cause-
like put it in your coat.
Yeah.
You can walk around with it, type shit.
Because you can't like Bugs Bunny pull shit out your ass. 12 gauge shotgun.
Exactly. Like it's gonna be a long
Okay.
gun. It's gonna be a full size rifle.
Okay, I thought it was like, because in the video games it's like the long range, the full shotgun has like faster reload but less damage, but the sawed off for some reason always gets more damage, but that's just not the case in real life.
I mean, in real life, it's gonna have a bigger spread than the, like,
because it has the smaller barrel.
yeah, shorter
Okay.
barrel.
Because there always is less accuracy on the sawed off in
Yeah,
the video
exactly.
game. Okay, that's realistic.
Yep, can't do that though. The ATF will kick your door and shoot your dog.
What's the ATF?
The ATF is they're pretty much like the federal firearms bros. Like they make the laws on what's legal and what's not. They also will kick people's doors and take their guns. And if you want to watch an interesting documentary, go watch the Waco documentary on Netflix. The ATF made up a bunch of shit about these people, this cult in Waco, Texas.
What's the code?
They were like a religious cult, but their whole thing was like arm yourself, protect yourself. And the ATF made up this whole story about them selling grenades, but they never did that shit. There's plenty of evidence that they never did that shit. And they kicked their door, and they had about 50 dogs on the property. They shot every single dog on the property, and then they burnt everybody alive in the house. The ATF's fucked.
They somehow got everybody in the house and just
They
firebombed
trapped
that
them
bitch?
all in the house, and they burnt it all to the ground and killed them all.
That's an interesting conspiracy to research. I've
Yeah,
never heard of that.
and there's
It's
a
not even
whole-
a conspiracy. It's proven.
It's real. Yeah, there's a whole
fact.
documentary on it.
I don't. The deeper I get into conspiracy, and like, it's funny when you see conspiracy that's proven fact, and people still put the conspiracy label over it.
Yeah, because
Like
they don't
Pizzagate and shit.
they don't want to believe it.
Like Pizzagate and like, and I don't know, bro. Do you believe in space? Do you think people? All right, let me. This is the starter question. Do you think people have been to the moon?
I would love to believe that Buzz Aldrin went to the moon. But yeah, I don't know, bro. I wasn't there, but like, yeah, I believe it just because it's like there's pictures at least of his like footprints on the moon and shit like that. I mean, it would be cool if America beat Russia in the space race. That's kind of why I believe in it.
Okay. I kind of have this conversation with everybody that comes on. I don't believe anyone ever left. I don't think anyone's ever been there. I don't think there's any satellite space stations. The only thing we've got is satellite TV, and that shit isn't even in space. That's atmosphere shit.
But what about that guy that does all the YouTube videos of him like floating around and like he like makes edibles in the spaceship or in the space station and like
I'm gonna have to see the YouTube. I'm gonna have to see the YouTube. You can get high in space. That's a thing.
yeah, you can't smoke weed in space
But you can eat edibles. Yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
You don't want to burn the fucking.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll be lit if niggas like stuffed a little joint up their ass in the spacesuit and they like hotbox the fucking
The
station.
problem is it's pure oxygen in the space station. So like if you lit a lighter in the
Like
space
catch on fire?
station, the whole place would blow up because it's pure oxygen. But
Okay.
they make edibles up there.
I mean, I just feel like that could easily be a fabricated TV production.
Oh yeah, 100%. It could be.
Like, and that's the problem with me, bro. I question too much shit. I don't want to just let shit be the way it is. Like,
Yeah, but you're supposed to question shit. Like, I don't understand being okay with everything and just letting it happen. Like, question.
because the way I see it, it would be so easy. Like, this is the reason why I don't believe in aliens. This is the reason why. As cool as I think it would be for there to be aliens in the solar system, I feel like it's so easy to use alien life as propaganda tools to control people, or asteroids or any other solar system entity.
Yeah, 100%.
Because like you could, like, if the government said tomorrow the most giant unavoidable asteroid ever is coming to hit the Earth in 20 years, we got to get ready, everybody would up in arms. It would be no more nothing. It would be no bullshit. Honestly, no, I don't lie. I wouldn't lie. It would not be no bullshit. It'd probably be chaos. But like, if they wanted to get on top of it and use the military to get people in control, I feel like people would just be fine with it, and
Yeah.
it would just be what it was.
I mean, look at how people are being so controlled by coronavirus. Like the idea that there's a disease out there that could kill you. Like newsflash,
There's a million of
there's
those.
a million. Yeah.
That's the same way
like,
I feel.
bro, there's been so many diseases that could kill you. You could die from the flu, motherfucker. You could fall off
That's
the roof
conspiracy
and die.
with me. That's a conspiracy with me. I'm gonna let you continue. This is a conspiracy with me about coronavirus. Like,
Yeah, like I firmly.
it could be any number of related diseases to like the flu or pneumonia or anything else, because there's so many varied symptoms. It makes it seem like you got fucking the alphabet virus.
Yeah,
you got
it's-
every symptom you could check the box for. And I'm not saying that shit doesn't exist, because people have lost lives to the coronavirus, to what we believe is the coronavirus, what it's been presented to the public as the coronavirus. But I'm not entirely sure if it exists like that. Like, I don't know what propaganda. I don't know. I've really been on the pendulum about this one, going back and forth on the existence of the coronavirus, because a lot of times I believe it's real, and then sometimes I go into deep thought where it's not.
I mean, I believe that there is a disease out there that is new that affects a very small percent of the population. And I think the correct way to deal with that is not to shut down business, not to shut down the economy, not to force people to be inside, but to leave it up to freedom of choice. Like, if you are in the affected category, the group that is affected, the old people, the people who have respiratory issues, the people who could really die from it, stay inside, bro. Like, don't interact. Like, let it cool down and wait until you get your vaccine. Like, there's no reason for us to destroy our economy, destroy private business for a disease that that doesn't even affect the majority of the population.
See, but this is the thing with me, and I already know your kind of stance on it, because you're already an overpopulation guy, just letting nature take its course if that's the way it's gonna be. But like, in terms of society, that's obviously not how that would go. And like, I just want to know, like, in full certainty. I want to see, like, I don't know. I feel like I need to go to the lab and see the strain, like, moving around in a petri dish, just to, cuz like, I feel, if like, I want to know if it's really high spreading, all this stuff. Like, why am I wearing a mask? Like, seriously, like, if I'm not in the affected group, like, is it really spreading as rapidly as people are saying? Like, because doesn't the cold spread extremely rapid as well? If you cough on someone, they have the cold.
Yeah.
Seriously, like, that's the same. Like, I don't know. Its properties just link up so well with so many other diseases, and obviously that's a point. Everything's a variant of something else, because there ain't nothing the world ain't seen before. But I don't know. I'm on the pendulum about it.
Yeah, me too. And like the cold, bruh, I don't know. The cold isn't the same as corona, but I don't know. I don't see a point to just shut down everything for a new disease, bro. We didn't do that when the bird flu was a thing. Like, sure, people were wearing masks. Wear a mask, wash your hands. That's 100% respectable. Shut down everything. That makes no
A little
sense.
different.
Yeah.
I I don't know. Yeah, I'm kind of on the fence about it. I mean, I won't lie. Coronavirus kind of like Coronavirus kind of set me on the course that I'm at now. So like, without it, I can't really say I'm not thankful for it. No, I'm not thankful for it, but I'm thankful for the path it took me on. I don't know. Everything's a blessing and a curse. I won't lie to you, bro. It's a blessing. Everything's a blessing.
Yeah. I agree with you. I mean, I've definitely grown more during COVID than anything else.
You got to piss?
I
I'm
gotta
not gonna lie,
piss.
my fucking voice is going out, bro. You want to just do part two? You want to do part two next week?
Yeah, sure, I'm down. Part 2 next week. Tap
It's
in.
good. Spur of the moment. Parker Johnson, dab me up, brother. Fucking great having you on.
It was a good time.
We out, man.
Have a good one, y'all.
Last notes, bro. I always say this one. If you tell someone you love them, give your mom a hug and a kiss, bro. Be sure to text your loved ones, bro. You never know what somebody's going through, because they're probably not gonna reach out first. So like, just be a good person, man. That's all I could be. Stay blessed. Spur of the moment. I'm out.